everybody, and welcome back to some Red Dead Redemption. Holy crap, the graphics.
As to what the hell he's talking about, this is the first time he gets to play it on the 4K monitor.
No, I remember we had an issue.
No, you didn't get a chance to play it on the 4K monitor.
I ran around a little bit. It's more the fact that I've been playing. Okay. Do I want the sawed off? Do I want the double barrel? Let's take out the sawed off. That's for the gun. What kind of pistol? Schofield's fine. I can't remember. Schofield's probably the best. I still don't have dynamite or throwing knives. Oh hey, let's talk to the asshole. This guy's gonna be a prick.
What do you want, gringo? What are you doing here? Have you heard? There's a war going on.
My name's John Marston. Been sent here to retrieve a couple of men. Can I speak to your commander?
I'm gonna jack the...
You want
I
to
can
talk
barely
to
hear it
my
myself.
boss, gringo.
I guess.
Because I'm not good enough for you?
No, sir.
You think you're better than me? You come to my country, my poor little country, and you think you can be friends with the president?
Oh, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Things must have come out wrong. Maybe you can help me.
You'll be sorry, friend. Relax! I mean, relax! How you...
Sure. Somewhere between a threatening stare and the soldier's arm to the teeth? Yeah. Yeah, you had me.
Welcome to Mexico, amigo!
He's got a lazy eye.
Let's come
Kind of comes off as Scarface to
and then
me.
we'll talk. My name is Capitan Vicente de Santa.
I think he did that to see what he would do.
Yeah. But no, like, the whole act, it sounded like Scarface.
Has seized the people by the throat and destroy a way of life.
I'm no politician, sir.
And I am no soldier, Aquila. But we are both beholding to our time. A brave man, perhaps you've heard of him. Coronel Allende. He's trying to preserve the order in our province. To keep our civilization alive. It is tough. The people are confused and usually swayed. Sometimes in the service of what is right, you gotta do terrible things.
Highly
Breaks
well.
my heart.
Hear it.
I also am no moralist, sir.
I wish I enjoy your freedoms, Mr. Marston.
I'm trying to find a man, an American, an outlaw named Bill Williamson. I believe he came here to seek protection from another outlaw named Javier Escuela.
You're no moralist, but you hunt outlaws?
So it would seem. You heard anything of these men?
I am the government, or what is left of it. Outlaws seek each other. They're possibly hiding with thieves and killers who pose as freedom fighters in the hills around here. They're united under one traitor named Abraham Reyes.
Where could I find this Reyes?
If I knew, I would be there, hunting him with everything that is true within me. Reyes finds you.
Like cholera.
Something like that. But it's possible, though. My men are trying to lure him into a trap. Possibly you could ride with us. And if everything goes okay, I'm sure the Coronel will help you.
Okay.
take your horse or ride on the wagon? Vamos, caballo, arre!
I'm gonna skip the destination because I am not in the mood to sit here in the carts. I've had enough of riding around for a while. Conversations are nice, and yes, we get dialogue on the ride, but I don't care. What are you looking up?
Nothing. This is something I'm making.
Oh, do you think coffee?
What?
It's not for now. Are you ready?
Ready
Sure.
for what?
We will lure the rebels into a trap.
Yeah, it's part of a project I'm working on with the devs for
I think it's a supply train. There are no
Mordor
supplies.
Very clever.
PC port.
We must throw the rats out of their holes. Give them some bait they can refuse.
Just been writing up all the
Come on, the train is waiting. Come on, this way.
Come on, come on!
There is a train. We must escort it to Casa Madrugada.
Yeah! Come on!
By the way, it's a good point out for the folks. Horses definitely outrunning a train. Oh, actually no, I say that, but no, never mind. I take that back. The old steam engines back at this point, a horse could outrun them. So I take back what I said. Now, if we're talking the steam engines.
¡Abren fuego!
Let's go! Come on!
Here come more of them! On the east!
Prepare to die, amigo!
I love that. I love the Wilhelm scream, folks. It's always one of those like fun moments where you're like, ah, somebody died. Whee!
Come on, come on!
There are more attacking from the south!
Yeah!
Look to the north! Don't point that at me! Basta!
Oh well.
Follow me! So!
Yeah!
Watch for the rebels! Watching you, amigo. Not getting the idea. Here they come! Open fire! There they are! Charge! Why are you aiming at me? Look to the north!
John Marston! Remember mi nombre! Come on!
Look out! More rebels!
I thought we were friends! Guess I'll make a gunman after all!
It is a flavor. Not a bad flavor. I just on a reach around beans recently.
It's fine. I'm just trying not to die and get the train blown up as a result.
Aw, but explosions are cool!
You know how bad a train in orbit? You wanna be gut shot, son? I'll gut shot you. By the way, getting gut shot is pretty bad. Hey, I say that because
Not what I'm getting at, not why I just do it that way. Yep, no crap.
no, but it's
We did it! They're retreating!
okay. For context, for those watching, a lot of the time, people who got shot back in the day would commit suicide.
Yeah, because it hurts that much, and it also leads to a lot of different problems, like dirty injuries and in the inability to basically close that wound.
amongst other things. I mean, you could have just said infection.
Todo bien, compadre? You did a good thing for
I
Mexico
forgot
today.
the word.
Colonel Allende will be very pleased.
Coronel? That's usually colonel.
Yes, but in Spanish, it's colonel.
¡Los rebeldes están robando el tren!
Levántese, perezoso, que yo que le estoy pagando. Marston, you're gonna have to do something.
What?
You have to go out there and stop the train before it crosses the bridge.
Yeah.
¡Todavía levántese! ¡Usted también! Y allá atrás, muévase. ¿Qué le pasa a usted? ¡Ay, Dios mío, levántese! ¡Ya mismo!
Ooh, into the drink.
Henry, the train is getting away!
Oh, come on!
You got a problem with me? Come on! Faster! Anybody else?
Got a little close. Oh, you can tell he's a little nervous. You hear what he did?
No.
He's like, so here's another little fun history fact for you guys. You can still find most of the stonework from the old railways like that still sticking around, even 150 years later, if you know where to look. And in fact, most old rail companies don't actually pull up their old railways as well as the old bridges and that as well. It usually falls under the municipality that it falls under. For those of you who don't live in an area where a municipality is a thing, it's the county or the area of the city. I want to say area of the city, but the zone, I guess, the riding, is the best way to put it. What game is it that does that?
Not a game.
I can't think off the top of my head.
Fantastic, Mr. Fox.
Never seen it.
We played it one night on movie night.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
I'm disappointed in you. It's a really good movie.
Eh.
It's also
I still.
different.
It's claymation, dude. Of course.
It's not claymation, it's stop motion.
I remember. What the hell? Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that right now. I remember watching it as a kid. Now, do I want to get? Where's the scoundrel? Because I like the two guys I've dealt with so far, Landon Ricketts and the Mexican. Where the hell is the crazy nut job?
You'll have to be more specific. There are a lot of crazy nut jobs in this series.
Okay, Where is the Seth of this area?
Seth?
Mr. Creepy Grave Robber. Who we both hope would get shot.
Oh, I.
¿Listo? Move along, gringo, or the next balazo would be for you.
Not done with it! You got a bounty for that, buddy.
I thought I got him in the head. Oh, they shot him anyways.
You weren't supposed to save him.
I think I was.
Nah, you got a bounty for it.
Yeah, because I didn't get the one guy like I wanted. Okay, where's the nearest train station? That's not gonna do it. Shit. Oh well. Train station.
Come on.
You know, here's a question for you. If you can actually answer it. When do you think the Wild West took place? Historically.
1890s.
Oh. So, there's different definitions. One of the one being when the frontier was a thing in the West. Going from pre-Civil War, so 1830s, 1860s, even as far forward as the 1930s.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I know it's not that long ago. It's either the 1800s or the 1900s.
Well, if we're going by proper definition, it would be from the 1860s to the 1930s. Frontier towns, and ironically, a lot of the gunslingers that lived in them were still around in the 1930s. In fact, Wyatt Earp is a good example. He died in Boston or New York in the 1930s? I don't think I can pay my bounty here.
Que sí, que es todo un engaño.
True enough.
Abraham es un hombre gringo, ¿entiendes?
Put the gun away, Joe.
Hola, ¿cómo te encuentras?
Nope.
Ya verás como en 10 años.
But, yeah. Why do I get the feeling I have to go here or somewhere else to get the bounty off my head? Either that or cross the river.
What's that? What's the term? A volunteer to get banned?
Are you really going there?
What, it's a bot.
Hit the butt with a shoe.
But yeah, I forgot I had
Austin Powers joke, but Breath of the Wild.
Dang it. Okay, buddy.
That's no way to treat a woman.
He was awful rough to me. Why can't all men be like you?
You take care, lady. There might not be anyone around next time.
I'm gonna split that pretty lip of yours.
I
Man
must be
like
going.
you needs
Doc
a woman
Johnston
like
wants me
me.
to stop by.
How's it going? Bye now.
Gunslinger, what's been helping out on the McCormick land?
They're all gossiping about me. But you're now you're trying to hear it. It's like,
Oh.
then what do you? What?
Reading. I'm reading.
Reading? What's that? You're crazy.
You buy a girl a treat?
Careful, lady.
Still in the middle of the night?
Wanna drink some whiskey later?
Advanced time, but it's saving. Joie de vie. What?
Polygon.
Oh, I already saw that.
Polygon got sold. Giant Bomb got sold.
To
No idea right now. That's what I'm reading.
Barney McFarland was kidnapped
Ba-
by outlaws.
I think Polygon was just
Fox
going.
Media has sold Polygon. Inside.
Game Rant
Yeah.
owner found it. Good for you guys. They're both trash.
Yeah. Honestly, oh boy. Most of the people who do gaming related reviews are sellouts anyway.
Hello there.
I don't have a bounty. Okay.
Appreciate that.
I'm Herbert Moon! I've just been robbed! You gotta stop him!
Para hablar y comer pescado, pues ten cuidado.
Forgive me, sir.
Mister! Proceeds to get.
You know, when somebody says Mister, I can't help but think of friggin' JoJo.
Isn't that season like 3?
Yeah, it's the Mafia one.
Oh, season 5.
My mistake, sir.
That's season 5, isn't it? With Giorno.
Giorno
Giovanni.
Giovanni!
Yeah, because it's Joseph Jonathan. I might be getting those two mixed up. They're both English names. Jotaro, Josuke, Giorno.
2 Japanese, 1 Italian.
No, you're wrong, actually.
Joseph?
The first JoJo is English. The second JoJo is English.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, he was skipping the 2 English.
He said the first 2 were English. I said
Okay.
2.
But I guess I'll take a look.
Yeah, 2 Japanese,
I think one is American.
Italian. That would be Julie. Jolene Cujo.
That was
She-
the last
she's-
one, and no, she's Japanese. Because it's Jotaro's daughter.
Adoptive daughter.
Adopted? What? I thought they were blood related.
I read somewhere that she was adopted.
No,
She's
she's got
not
the star
adopted.
on her shoulder.
Oh. Then whoever wrote that is stupid.
No, that is his biological daughter. We don't know who her mom is.
Yeah.
You know, the only one we know who the mother is Joseph.
No?
Yes.
No.
Oh no. Yeah, okay, we do know who Jotaro is. We don't know who his father is, though.
We also know who Josuke's mom is.
We've seen all of their parents.
Yeah. They might not be alive anymore, most of them.
Yeah, Jonathan and Joseph, if we knew who their parents were.
We don't know who Joseph's father is. We know Lisa is his mother.
Yeah, but we were given his face because he got killed by the last remaining fucking zombie.
Let's go.
Do they actually show Joseph's father's face?
Yes.
Okay. Josuke?
Josuke is literally with his mother, grandfather, and literally Jotaro's grandfather is Josuke's father.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jotaro's.
We know. I don't think we ever actually seen his face, but we know his occupation.
Yeah.
So he's still alive.
No. No, pretty sure he's dead.
So during the events of season 3, he's dead.
It's been a while, to be honest.
So either that, or he's still alive and doesn't know his teenage son is a shithead.
You're
For all
saying
intents and
Jotaro is a shithead.
Jotaro is a troublemaker, as
Which
far
is
as I...
funny! Because guess who he was modeled after?
Who?
Let's go.
One of your favorite Western actors.
Really? What,
Yes.
the Duke? He is not modeled after the Duke.
Clint Eastwood, yeah.
That's not the Duke.
Whatever. He was modeled after Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood always plays the hard-ass character. who's
Yes.
also a troublemaker.
Yes.
Doesn't change my point.
Yes.
yes. You're gonna do the Aura thing too, aren't you? Yes. Oh my god.
That man fucked himself. It was his own fault.
Aww, I almost had him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I actually almost had him. I will throw something at you. By the way, the chair and the trike are definitely gonna have to go somewhere else.
No. What chair?
Yeah.
Well, that's getting thrown out. It's broken anyway.
Even though the boxes and that are also gonna have to get shoved.
Why? Is this seat not indicative of its size, or is it bigger?
It's about the same size. It's just a little taller feet, but those are gonna be taken off.
Why?
The feet are that tall.
Yeah, and you guys are all tall.
Yeah, they're gonna be taken off to take it into the house.
Oh, okay.
I am not trying to get it through a doorway with an extra 4 inches.
As soon as you said getting it through the door, I understood. Okay, relax.
At least they unscrew off the freaking thing, unlike the one couch your mom asked us to move. She thought that. I remember that because she thought the friggin' feet came off and they didn't. Me and Dad had to fight with that poor couch. It was miserable. Bye. I'm going to get the bounty first. I don't care about you.
Stop.
Why should I care? That being said, John's death scene is going to be interesting. I love that sound. Buddy, what are you doing? Really, you're gonna be smart with me.
Come on now, sir. It ain't impressive.
Although always calling me a sir, it's like,
I need it more than you now.
you wanna insult me, buddy?
I have been not piss off.
That's no, that. Well, yeah, I guess. That's an actual formal title.
I'm aware. Oh. Oh, that bot is dead.
Grateful for some compassion.
Hell no, you didn't give anybody else compassion when you killed them. Think I owe you anything?
That no good piece of dirt. Thank you.
Also, do you know something that is absolutely hilarious to me that I didn't realize? Yeah, all joking aside. Did you know one of the like, I think it was like the top 5 or top 10 hats that you would see in the Wild West, and this is what cowboys would actually wear, is a freaking bowler hat.
Yeah.
You know how weird that is to me as a concept?
No.
I'm being robbed by a bunch of guys with bowler hats.
You're getting odd jobs, bro.
Do you know what kind of hat you don't wear to a town in the Wild West? Because they would cause you no end of grief over it.
A cowboy hat?
No.
Tango?
No.
20 gallon.
Fedora.
No,
Oh,
200 gallon.
Beanie.
that wasn't even a thing at that point. Oh wait.
Oh, you mean during the time period? A top hat.
Why, yes, good sir. I wish I was joking.
No, I figured.
It's you were considered back in the day. You were considered a city slicker, an idiot, a useless.
No shit.
Someone,
Everything in the Wild West was considered in high praise if it was functional over form. Top Hat does nothing for you.
meanwhile, you would actually see guys walking around in suits with suit jackets. I'm like, that is just bizarre. Also, Hollywood's saloons. A lot of people. This is actually something that a lot of people don't actually consider just a Wild West thing, but in the big boom towns, and even the more well established towns, not necessarily boom towns. You know how they show in the movies you got a well stocked in a Western film where they walk into the saloon and the bars got like bottles of everything. That was an actual thing. That was considered normal. In fact, that was not more than considered. If you didn't have a well-stocked saloon, you were not very reputable.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So this idea of and this is for the watchers, this idea of kind of the big mirror on the wall and all that. The saloon, that was a real thing. The saloons were very well decorated,
The
very
mirrors
well.
The mirrors were there for the bartender itself. That way he could see at all times, even when he's turned around getting some alcohol, what the guys behind him were trying to do, like maybe rip him off or something.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. A lot of people, they think it's Hollywood. It's not. Something that is Hollywood, however, the swinging doors do not exist in the Wild West. That was a trope perpetuated by a Hollywood film. Oddly enough, they actually had, I don't know, sometimes. They actually had proper doors, some with, like, stained glass, that kind of stuff. And it's a weird concept, because you really wouldn't think about it like that. Or that they would have that. Like, something, you're in a boom town, and you're in a saloon with colored glass and that for some of the windows. But it was a thing. Weird. It stood out. But it was a thing. Other stuff like that, like the brothels being attached and all that, and gambling being a thing, poker tables and that. That, again, also a very well thing. Very common in the larger establishments. But it wasn't. Now the Hollywood trope of them being allowed to carry their guns into town. That's exactly that. A trope.
Hablas lealtad, pero eres transparente. Estarás aplaudiendo cuando mi cabeza está empelado, ¿verdad?
No, mi excelencia. Mis hombres y yo estamos trabajando noche y día por su honor.
¿Honor? ¿Qué eres, un muchacho? Jovencito sin vergüenza. ¿Qué diablos este cabrón?
What devil brought him here?
That's the man who helped us defeat Reyes. The man I spoke to you of. Frente a Mexico.
Hello, sir.
Hola, gringo. So you are the bounty hunter, huh? Have you found your prey yet?
No, sir.
Perhaps you come to hunt me, huh? Your country loves to make trouble in mine.
Perhaps, but it isn't so.
Perhaps I should tie you to a horse and let it drag you around town. Or let the dogs fight you, huh? Then see what you say.
I'd say the same thing. I'm here to bring two men to justice. Nothing more. Your politics are ideas of entertainment are not my concern.
Yeah, I suppose not. Pero son tuyos. Sinceramente, espero que me encontraste alguna compañía más interesante que esa bruja que me traíste anoche.
Let me ask you this, sir. Do you know anything of the men I'm looking for?
Escuela is from this province. His father was a borracho, a drunk who worked as a laborer on land cultivated by my uncle. Men like that are natural allies for Reyes. My people have lived and worked here for 100 years. We brought civilization. And these people, these fucking monkeys, despise us. We brought them God. They turned their back on him. Now I fight to help them from themselves, to save them from themselves. I see in their faces that they would kill me if they could. They see only a tyrant. That is the way it is. These people need a ruler.
Well, sorry to hear that.
Sorry? Why be sorry? It is a way of mankind. A fight between two forces. Que será, será. What will be, will be. But I know one thing, Senor Marston. Force, force, must be used if you're to have your own way.
I'm sure.
Now, perhaps you can do me a favor while I find these men for you.
After we find the men, then I'll help in any way I can.
You are in no position to negotiate. Now, por favor, a bunch of these idiots men are fighting at Tesoro Azul. Now you head there and you lend your support. Baboso, ¿cuántas veces voy a decirte? No ponga detrás de mí. ¿Qué eres, cabrón? No está mi sombra. Vaya. Follow me.
Doing still here, stop wasting my time, get on with it.
My Spanish is pretty rusty, so I freaking couldn't tell what half of that was going on.
I missed the beginning of it because I wasn't paying attention.
Well, I mean,
So I finally met your great leader. He certainly lives up to his reputation.
What would you know about leadership?
Only that most can't handle power.
It is easy to criticize power when you have never had it yourself. Maybe it is because you have never been in the presence of a strong man before. I have seen the pictures of your country in the newspapers. Men printing and decorating themselves like women. Vanity is the legacy the British left
not
behind.
wrong.
Look, I don't know the fella. Just saying.
I
That's how
made a
he
point
treats his
about
own
the
men.
British,
Coronel
the
Allende
legacy the
controls any
British left
situation he's in
at
because he knows the
States.
I know
situation
what
can
fell
never be
now.
allowed to control him.
Well,
That
another
is what
one
a
of
leader
these.
must do. And in any case,
Oh, you're right.
now notice, we're
Backwards.
fighting a war. We're all under a lot of pressure.
Pressure to find young
Not a big
girls.
fan of
The
those
Coronel needs
anymore.
recreation
I
like
don't have a
everyone
choice.
else. He does not have time to court women. He's waging
And I
a
actually
war
like
on
them. They're
ignorance.
fine.
And is
can
impatient
always
for
like some
victory.
rice
He's
cookies
trying to
and
inspire wisdom in those more stupid than himself. My men left some time ago. We're already late. Come on. Let's see if you can write.
Goodness, you
He
piled
just
stuff
wait.
in there already.
Coming.
It didn't fall too far down.
Yeah.
You know, this, I think instead of, going to my sister's place for the beach trip afterwards,
What?
we're gonna do it here, because once we get the couch and the love seat, there's gonna be plenty of seating to do whatever we want to when it comes to parties.
We could also leave the black couch down here and just move it over there, because it's a little bigger and more comfortable than the white one.
Is it?
I sent some men ahead.
Slightly.
We'll meet them there.
Do you guys actually want to, like, bother using this?
Get on your horse, amigo. Come on.
I'm making the point that the couch, it is a little bigger than the white one, and
To be honest, if somebody were to, like, flip this upside down and literally, like, screw in a couple of crossbars, the frame is fine. It just needs support for the cushions.
I mean, we can do that. You don't have to get rid of the white
We must
chair.
hurry.
Just
You
start
Americans think you can write? Do you? Come
Well,
on.
that's what
I
it's
will race
been
you there.
for this whole time. Like, that chair's fine. It's comfortable. I know it is. I used it before.
I don't think that's just me though.
What do you think you're sitting on? The thing that's supposed to go on top of that to make it more comfortable.
Actually, it's not over.
You know what I mean? The thing that you were using as a spacer. It's underneath that cushion to keep it from sinking too far down. Aiden put it under there so that it couldn't sink too far down. Either way, though, I think we're gonna house the parties here from now on. Now that we've got this area properly set up.
So I'm gonna clean up upstairs. Still gonna clean up upstairs a little bit.
That's not a problem. I was going to be doing spring cleaning, but again, right now I'm
Boxes, lots more boxes.
oh man, all I need for that is a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Santa, ¿por qué tardaste tanto? ¿Quién es este gringo? Nos debe un favor. Cada hombre ayuda. I hope you fight better than this little girl, gringo. Come, let's have some fun.
There's a town for rebels. Okay. You are getting your ass handed.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have Molotov, that's for sure.
Don't just walk in, is what I'm saying.
Because I was trying to change out the shotgun. Alright, buddy.
Let me guess. Getting shot interrupts your dead eye, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sure, I'm having fun. I'm having fun.
Thought you were asking me if you want some of this. I'm like, you sure you don't?
Buddy.
I warn you, this is spicy.
Yeah. Ow.
It builds up. It's one of those heats that build up if you have too much of it. I like that. The game subtly shows you where the enemies are by shading in the corners of your vision, like specifically which direction they're coming from. I believe there's somebody on the roof on your right. Oh no, that's the cross. That was the cross.
Don't think you'll be needing this.
I heard the little horse crying in that house over there. Remember, nobody takes them before Allende.
We did all this just to get women for Allende?
No, that's just a bonus. This village is riddled with rebels. Make sure they don't have homes to come back to. There are fire bottles over there. Use them to burn down some of these houses.
And what makes you think I'd do that?
You want to find Javier Escuela, don't you?
Yeah, this is kind of coming off as extortionate.
Buen trabajo!
Yo me quedo aquí para vigilar el gringo, Capitán de Santa. You heard the captain? The fire bottles are over there. Sígame, inútil. No me hagas repetir, ¿eh? Down! Burn it down to the ground.
This won't be pretty.
Now, the next one. That's it. Just one more.
Those weren't that bad.
Isn't that beautiful?
You really are pathetic.
You need to relax. Come back to the villa and sample some of the new girls before they spoil.
Unfortunately, this is just how it went. Now, do I agree with either side? Not really. They're kind of both in the wrong here.
There's a reason why it was called the Wild West. It wouldn't just be called the West if it didn't have a whole bunch of problems.
Well, now I'm dealing with the asshole. Alande. That being said, as soon as I get home. I am looking forward to getting home for a couple of reasons. One, I haven't had supper yet. Dude, Dad's barbecue with homemade hamburgers on the barbecue.
To what?
Dad is making homemade hamburgers on the barbecue.
Yeah, I was smelling some people doing barbecue while I was out today. Here, maybe
That
this will help.
was
Maybe this will help you for now.
kind of.
Caramel chocolate.
I can't get it. I'm trying to get it, and I'm like, I can't even get my finger in the bag.
Banana.
Banana.
I'm telling you right now, the new couch, I do not want crumbs in it.
Let's go.
That is going to be a rule. I don't want food to get into that couch.
You do realize if you're hosting a party here, it's gonna happen.
I will make it clear to visitors and guests.
Come on.
Because if that couch is anything to go by,
How are you, mister?
Buenos dias, senor. I see you know your guns. Dicen que hay
Oh!
tesoro, dedos
What?
torcidos.
I don't have that yet.
Dinamite must be Italian.
Wait, the mat revolver? Does it actually have a secondary fire?
You're asking me like I played this game.
I am at your service. Capitán de Santa solo permite que yo le toco a su pistola.
Don't have that either.
That's good, thank you.
Buena suerte.
Well-
Good luck today.
Oh, why am I going that way?
Have you heard about the Bush rifle for mujeres?
Yeah, you don't know you don't know much about firearms, so just saying the name isn't gonna do much.
No, it's not.
The mat revolver has 8 shots.
2 hammers?
No, single cylinder, just slightly smaller round, but it also has a secondary ammunition type, which I'm pausing this to showcase. So obviously, you know, your standard revolver, you got your cylinder here, But when you break it open, where the center of the canister would be, or would rotate, there's another cylinder, except for a secondary barrel that goes under the main barrel, slightly off to the side. And this has a 12 gauge shotgun shell.
Okay.
So yes, it technically it does have a secondary hammer. You have to there's something on it that you have to switch or fiddle with. But essentially, it's a unique revolver because nobody else had done it and nobody else did do it afterwards. And
I wonder why.
Actually, it's pretty safe.
Really?
Yeah.
It sounds like it would be volatile.
No, so the LeMat. Okay, one thing they're not showcasing very well here. I'll have to pause to explain this properly. So, your original pistols, like your flintlocks, were, you'd have your gunpowder, wadding, your shot, which would just be a round lead ball, and then once you had all that, you would flip open your pan, put gunpowder in that, close that, put your flint in the hammer, cock that, and then at half cock, adjust your pan. Yes, it was a whole operation just to run a pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're ready to fire, pull the hammer all the way back and aim up and high, looking down. And I shit you not, like I kid you, this is how they would do it, and aim and fire. Most of the time they weren't very accurate. The round shot obviously didn't help, but the main reason why, no bore. You would or no rifling in the barrel for those who don't actually know what a bore is, and so as a result, the ball would kind of just come out and do one of these through the and an ever increasing spiral. They wouldn't go in a straight line like they show in movies. And so when you aimed high, which is the tendency and how it was taught to use them in duels or fire, you would most of the time miss. Also, if you used a rifled barrel when the dueling pistols were still a thing, it was considered murder and an unfair duel. So it was always smooth bore. Yes,
So dueling's not even supposed to be a thing of skill. It's a thing of chance?
It is, well, it's 50-50. If you were really good with a dueling pistol, you could get someone quite easily at the maximum distance that you would, which would be 30 paces. In fact, John Wick 4 actually showed that properly. For every shot you missed, you would reload, take 10 paces forward, do it again. And for a true duel, now it also depended on what it was over and if it was a gentleman's duel or not. If it was a gentleman's duel, first person to take a hit would lose the duel.
Not necessarily die.
Yeah, if it wasn't a gentleman's duel, and even sometimes in the case of a gentleman's duel, sometimes it would go out for blood, and you would be 10 paces away. There's no way you're missing at that range. Not only that, the lead balls, they were not small, so there was no way there was no way to actually catch it, or save someone if they got a center mass shot.
You arrogant asshole. He didn't shoot.
Yeah, well,
Consequences.
yeah. Well, he was close. I mean, here's the thing. Those, by the way, those are actual hunting pistols you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
Single shot. I forget. I think they were Rugers or Brownings. Someone was telling me. I think it was a Browning. But
I heard it talked about, but I don't know guns. So.
It's just a box standard hunting pistol. Meant single shot hunting pistol. That's break action. Just cheap, reliable, easy to fix, easy to maintain. Nothing really overly complicated to it.
Yeah, somebody was in one of the comment section from a clip from that section, like, man, they could have used such like more elegant dueling pistols. They used such basic dueling pistols. I'm like, so looks nice to me.
Well, so part of the reason for that comment, I know I'm rambling for a little bit, but dueling pistols came in pairs, and they were done by coach houses, so they were very proper dueling pistols were very intricately engraved. You know, depending on how rich you were or
Well, that's the thing.
which house you got it from, as the manufacturer, because unlike nowadays where you had, Ruger, Smith and Wesson, Colt, all of that, the pistols
were all handmade.
Yeah, these were handmade by specific coach, and these are coach houses, by the way. They did coach work on carriages and that, and they also did that kind of stuff. They also did fine detail and metal work on weapons and that kind of stuff and armor. And so you would know someone's status or where it was from by how it was decorated. And these things were very, very intricate, very exquisite, very expensive, and used for the most, and paraded around in front of people and used for the most mundane thing, just to kill someone in a duel.
Well, that's
And
the
it's
thing. That's the thing. People were complaining about a gun in a movie.
Yeah.
B, these guys. Well, I mean, while one of them was high class technically, that wasn't the point of that. That was a by the rules, to the death duel, as per the high table's rules. It wasn't going to be high class.
Okay, well, here's a little tidbit I found out from watching Kentucky Ballistics, a YouTube channel. I like him because it's funny to see him with his excessive rifles. In certain, I guess you could say municipalities, because that still counts, but counties, some of them still have
the duel rule, yeah.
Yeah, duel, but if you kill the other opponent, obviously it's still murder.
Yeah, it's manslaughter.
In some places it's not.
Mm-hmm.
They still have them, and if you request a duel and both sides agree, they have to dig them out and get them cleaned, ready, and loaded for you.
Mm-hmm.
And observe all the rules of the duel. Which is hilarious by modern context, considering duels.
I'm legit surprised nobody has actually used that yet. Because these days people will kill over anything.
The thing is, most people don't know because it's not something they're gonna ever tell you. Why would they? They don't want people to know that that's still a thing and that you can still ask for it.
Considering you and I know this,
it's through the fact that I watched someone who was in law enforcement, who basically has his own channel about firing ridiculously large weapons.
Common guys who know this knowledge, me and you.
Yeah.
Because of the channel is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. He also says, please don't do it. It's just, you can do it, and there are lots of places in the U.S. where that's still a thing. I was like, that's slightly terrifying. In context. But,
literally all it takes is Darwinism to activate. And
yeah. Back to the original point of the... Whoa. Hello. The hell is that? So... For the revolvers, typically, and by this time they would use actual cartridges. They don't call them casings yet, because they would be stamped stamped out cartridges, with loaded with black powder. By the way, not cordite, which is what we use now. Black powder, it's decent, but it's not the best for firearms. But it was the most common at the time. And so, the original firearms still used lead ball, by the way.
Yep.
But you had, I'm still listening, go on. you still had wadding. You had your a particular type of grease that you would have to load in.
Elbow grease.
I wish I was joking.
I know.
Well, you would have your powder, your wadding, particular type of grease.
So that it can fly free from the barrel.
Pretty much, yeah. And then you would press your steel or lead shot into the barrels. And then the guns, the older revolvers had a rod on the front that was a lever. You had to pump that to get it all the way in. And you're not even done yet. You had to go cylinder by cylinder to put firing caps on nubbins on the back to ignite your powder.
Yeah. For clarity's sake, folks, the reason why there's grease, if that ball for whatever reason gets stuck in the chamber,
yeah, it'll blow out the. Well, yeah, it would blow out the side of the cylinder or the back of the cylinder. And
so yeah, you could basically explode your hand if you're not careful.
Oh, but it gets better. That's not the only thing you can do. Did it again.
Because you're not touching anything.
Yeah. One of the other problems with the firing caps is if you fired one and you had slightly too much powder, or the cap happened to be slightly more volatile.
Yeah, I actually saw the ballistics guy you were talking about. After he shot the sniper rifle with
the cal.
Yeah, with the little bit too much powder in those bullets.
They were extra spicy and they weren't supposed to be. That was the manufacturer problem. Yeah, here's the thing with the firing caps. The front of the cylinders was open. You had no cover like on a modern revolver. And on the back, those caps were fully exposed. If one was a little too spicy, all the rest of them go off. You would have a chain fire. It would literally be one shot and boom by hand. It was actually a rather common occurrence. It's also why Hollywood doesn't do these shootouts right. Because
we've been betrayed.
What's happened?
There's no time. Ride with us. Then we'll find the man you seek. Come.
But yeah, because they use revolvers that have either been converted or use modern day cartridges. Most Wild West films would use even when they started using regular bullets, still use caps.
Calling it now, they're just making urgency because he was returning.
Leave your horse here.
And yeah, they just said that just so that they could use him some more. Last thing they want to do is just give him one thing to do, and then once it's done, let him go. He's too useful.
Skipping because I don't feel like dealing with this.
Skip it, skip it.
Time is up, by the way.
25 minutes.
Wake up. We're almost there.
35 after.
Stay alert. Something doesn't feel right. Rebels! Hold them off! We're not far from the camp!
Do you want to run that by me again on how they exploded?
Well, let's see here. You take a shot, and it might go kaboom.
No, I mean, like, did the things have, like, gunpowder in them?
No, they threw TNT.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what mess that idiot Espinosa has made.
Was he that deranged captain at Tesoro Azul? Was he leading this attack?
He? Espinosa does not lead anything.
I thought you was the same rank.
He is an angry dog we let out to run sometimes. That is all. I'm in charge here. Follow me. We will leave the wagon here.
¿Dónde carajo están los otros que necesitamos? ¡Nos van a masacrar con estos pocos! La verdad es que tú y tus hombres se habían encargado. Nos atacaron. Cuidado con ese tono de voz. Come on. Ignore the stupid.
Shut your mouth off his boy! Gringo! Take that sniper rifle over there. We have men's work to do. Follow me!
Oh. By the way, rolling block is not actually fire that fast.
No, of course not. Guns were far slower back there.
It's not that. It's how it works.
I'm aware.
Whoa!
Rifles in general are supposed to be slower because of how powerful and the reload.
We must hold the line!
Now on to the next one!
Vengan! Solo campesinos!
I got hit by a sniper. Oh well. I know the problem with the rolling block is the fact that these are single shot only. That's why they're called rolling blocks.
That is all of them! Follow me! The men need help at the blockade! ¡Han abierto una brecha! ¡No les dejen pasar!
I think I saw a couple of heads on the ridge.
No me hagas repetir, ¿eh? Escuchen, rebeldes.
Peekaboo.
¡Maten a todos! ¡Mira este cabrón! ¿Qué piensas hacer, pendejo? ¡Vámonos!
Horizon?
¡Pinche pelao! ¡Estos balazos no fallarán!
That was a shoulder shot.
¡Adelante! ¡Está pasando! ¡Por Dios! ¡Cuidado!
Stay down.
Sound like an idiot.
Who wants me next?
El valle está despeado. Avancen.
They're up on the ridge.
You take the snipers. We can hold up the rest. ¡Destruyanlos a todos!
I hate looking through scopes like that.
All the snipers are dead. Adelante. Síganme.
Oh, I'm just out of ammo.
Now what next?
Bruh.
Avancen a las próximas ruinas.
That friendly fire, though.
Baboso. Go on. Kill them all. Ojos abiertos. Morir. Vengan. Son solo campesinos.
You ain't outlaws! Chump!
Some of them death sounds.
You fellas should have stayed at home.
What are you doing? I am leading this attack. El destino. ¿Quién me cure?
Stop playing tough! Run off back to bump! This is probably a bad idea.
I want to get some cover.
If you don't stop that, you ain't gonna live!
They have a sniper.
La victoria es nuestra, soldado.
Well, not anymore.
Ustedes son todos héroes. Oye, aléjate.
This is a load of shit.
Hombre, lo que sea, mujer. Amigo, ¿qué pasa? A killer like you deserves fine women and wine.
Shooting them and throwing them off the side of the cliff as a result.
I need some information, DeSanta.
All in good time. My man and I will finish our business here and we can talk back at Escalera.
The next time I see you,
Innocent
I need
women
some
and children.
answers, Captain.
Go get drunk, go get a woman! Enjoy life! It's a beautiful struggle!
Yeah, they're using him for all that he's worth.
No shit. Even he notices it.
Yeah, but I mean everybody has been.
I'm sure if you get fame for this, I'm gonna be like laughing. That's not fame, that's infamy.
Yeah, here I wondered how to get up here before.
Whoa!
Yeah, I've done that one too many times already. Jump! Damn it! Jump!
Yump, you horse! Not that high. Not that high.
It'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
And suddenly it wasn't.
You know what irritates me the most right now?
Drugs?
No, is the fact that
You're bonking on so many rocks and you should be flying off your horse?
no. Trust me, that got a little annoying.
I know.
Sequel. Like, all it took was something being in the bush that you don't expect, and it's just like, bye.
Crash test dummy time!
Pretty much. It's just that unexpected moment of like, what the just happened? There wasn't anything in there earlier.
What the fuck? Morgan!
Yeah, Morgan! Like
Hey,
that cat.
Yeah, I hate to bring that up again, but it's freaking fun.
Sky, Chapter 2. I bought a bookshelf on Gumtree. She's like, what the fuck, dude? I do appreciate his bit about selfies though. Like, it's so true. Let me take a picture of my head and post it and wait for validation.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just like, what the hell? Do you people not have anything better to do?
No, that's the point.
And, well, hobbies do not include taking selfies. And being a narcissist. This is why you don't see any photos of me online. I live for the moment, not for the photo. And if I happen to get a photo in the midst of that or a funny video, well, it's definitely going to be good. Because this is going to be a moment of, I don't take pictures. So something really good happened.
Let's go.
I want to go bungee jumping now.
Go.
Faye,
Dana?
would you ever go bungee jumping?
Mm-hmm.
You don't
probably
know.
not.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
May I inquire as to why?
Because It doesn't have a death wish?
It's bungee jumping. It's usually pretty safe.
Uh-huh. Here's the thing. When I say death wish, I don't mean that the bungee jump itself will kill you. I'm talking, at least in my regards, the act of jumping itself will kill me.
Oh, I'd be fine with that.
From fear.
I have a fear of heights. I managed to do roller coasters.
I can't even do that.
Oh, I love it.
And I refuse to do that.
After the first time, I was perfectly fine.
No. I couldn't even get on the harder ones. Anyway.
One of these days, I want to challenge my dad to go over to, I think it's somewhere on the Quebec side. But they have like 150 foot, I think it's 150 foot, I think it's 100 foot.
You would catch me dead.
Here's the thing, it's an abandoned quarry, it's off a crane that goes... I don't even have to go for it.
Oh, my pleasure.
But yeah, I can happily do it. Do you know how I want to do it?
In your sleep. I mean, what?
That could imply a lot of different things. Please give context.
Die.
No. I want you, arms wide open, fall back off the platform.
Okay.
I love how Turp's just like, are you insane? Or...
Here's the thing. That's... I know how it's anymore.
Or you know, I could just pull you know, an Emperor's New Groove and just freaking jump off.
Baby!
No, just jump off and be like, booyah! All the way down. Booyah! It's just like, oh, I'd do it. I'd do it 100%. I would just have to have my glasses off so I don't lose them. The nice part is there's plenty deep water underneath because it is an old quarry that closed that the crane goes out into the middle of, and it is completely flooded all the way. So I land in the water. In fact, there are people who've actually touched the water. I'd be down either way. What I wouldn't be down for is one of the assholes I've seen online who, like, has a random chat with you, and it's one of those stupid cable, those drop swings that they freaking hook you to a harness on, and they just pull the cord and let you drop. The guy has conversations and just, like, to get
Drops
people
you on the when
without
you're
warning.
not least expecting.
Yeah, and he does a very good job of it. Because I've seen some, I'd be so pissed. Other than that, I'd be like, you can drop me whenever. Like, I'm fine. I'm here for it. Just let me have a little fun. Oh, nothing happened yet. And I'm pretty sure I'm just about out of time anyways. Okay, let's advance the day so I can check out the gun shop. Because I don't know if I want to buy the Lamont revolver or the Buffalo rifle. Yes, Source, I can see you standing there menacingly, looking at me judgmentally. Yeah, he kind of did look at, what's his name there, pretty judgmentally most of the movie. Or not. I guess you're talking...
I just said Hans.
Buenos dias, senor. I see you know your gun.
Damn it! I still can't get it. I want both of these.
Santa me da besos como si fuera su hermano. I am at your service.
Give 2 ammo. Guess this is happening now.
As you like. Conforme. Cuando Coronel Allende me visita, fumamos Don Feliberto. A todo tu servicio. Well, señor,
I think that's good
this
for
is
now.
not bad at all. Hasta luego. I'll see you later. The cabachos. They always asking me for the king low.
General store and go. No. Down the hill. So, Faye,
Potato.
if you were a gunslinger, what would you use?
Oh, you know what that's why you're not asking.
Like, you were limited to the weapons of the time.
Bolt action.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing, but... Faye is having to think long and hard on this. That's interesting.
Hi there.
Oh, it's just horses. I don't want horses. Yeah.
All the horses want you.
I don't know how you get away with these prices, mister.
Well, either way, I'm waiting for an answer, Faye.
Thinking.
Don't think
Thinking
too
ya.
hard, it'll kill you.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have time to do a bounty mission. Haha. So I'll save here.
I'm still stiff.
Okay, Terp. Gonna ask, what else would you use? Keep in mind, you are definitely not just using a rifle.
No shit.
Or a single long gun.
Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna have a long gun.
You do realize it's a term that refers to any full-size rifle, shotgun.
Long barrel.
They didn't make... You're doing a Joker reference here? No.
Alright, whatever. Snub nose.
Snub-nose were gonna... well, it's 1911. Snub-nose revolvers were a thing. If you're gonna go there, you could just go with a freaking Derringer.
Alright, a pistolet.
Those are a thing. I'm not saying it to be smart. It's because there is a lot of options, some of which are not available in the game. I wish...
Peacemaker.
What?
You said a peacemaker?
You're talking a Colt? Yeah, they'd be around by this point. In fact, they'd be around for a while. Colt Peacemakers.
What did you link me?
Yeah, that's a Colt single action army. Also known as a Peacemaker. Though by this point they'd be a little outdated and slow. Well, actually, even within 10 years, they were some of the best revolvers you could still get, but you got a lot. Keep in mind, don't forget, I did say the Lamont revolver. There's Derringers, which was anywhere from 1 to like 4 shots. You had an 8-shot shotgun, and no, I am not kidding. I wish.
I probably also have a
repeater.
Yeah.
I mean, you got your Winchester. Actually, Winchester was basically the main one at that point. I mean, you had a couple of others, but probably the most reliable. As for your bolt actions, latter half you'd have them. They wouldn't be all.
Is Mosin Nugget too late?
The early ones, no, but they weren't that great.
No? Okay.
No, and you wouldn't see them too much. Carcano rifles you wouldn't. They were pretty good. So were the Krags, and they were also common. In fact, the Krag was one of the first semi-auto rifles. Or no, it had a weird...
I'm only interested in accuracy so much.
Carcano rifle at this point, with and without a scope, at 100 yards, you could get something. In fact, you could get a good shot even further than that with one of those. It's probably a Carcano rifle or a rolling block. Especially someone who's good with a rolling block can get a couple 100-yard shot, even back then.
Yeah, but besides that, though, I'd probably get throwing knives.
Most people would have had them. You'd either have a knife in your boot or something in your belt, or you were handy with whatever knife you had on your belt for skinning in that to use it as a throwing knife as well. It's common practice. Then again, what else are you going to do around a campfire? Or if you're in a cabin?
Whittle all the wood.
Pretty much. Or read. A lot of people don't realize. Actually...
Yeah, I know.
You know, I mentioned it last time I streamed this, but...
Those cowboys weren't stupid.
No, they weren't. And the number of people who could actually read and write was actually very high. In fact, higher than most people realize at this point. Don't get me wrong, there were a lot of stupid people too, but the number of people in the Wild West who knew how to read and write was pretty damn high.
Let's just say the stupid people. Darwinism caught up to them.
Well, some of them made a name for themselves. You know,
somehow.
Hey man, when you got an area of law and unrest, you don't have to read and write to make a name for yourself and survive. You just gotta be tough as nails and hard to kill. And good with a gun. Or a knife.
Have to be, what's the word? You can be stupid, but still street smart.
Yeah. It's one of those, it's a weird paradox at the end of the day. Well, folks, that's all for tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow for some more. Oh, I'm having a brain fart.
Final Fantasy VII and Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver.
There we go.
Remastered.
One.
Both of them are remastered.
Yes, but we're only doing one.
No, I meant your game is remastered as well.
It's a remake. It's a total.
Whatever.
Legacy of Kain is a remaster.
Re-release.
But yeah.
Potato.
And then we'll see you again this Saturday for some D&D. As for the rest of our schedule, please check out our offline page. Join our lovely Discord and our community. And if you want to catch us live, check us out at twitch.tv/Turpinator. Ciao.